All right. Today on the show, we have Ross Taylor, lead bassist from the funk jam band Soap, a fusion of highly danceable rock, intricate song craftsmanship, and psychedelic funk. Originally from the south of Chicago, Soap uprooted and moved to Minneapolis in 2007 and has become a staple of a thriving Twin Cities music scene. Soap has become a favorite on the festival circuit as well, performing at Summer Camp Music Festival, Lakes Festival, Wakarusa, Big Woo Family Reunion, Bella Music Festival, Shoe Fest, and Wookiefoot's festivals, projects, Project Earth, Shangri-La Festival, as well as Revival coming up soon, right?
Oh, you betcha.
Oh, yeah. Ross has shared a stage with many notable acts and performers, including Tea Leaf Green, Zach Deputy, Bernie Worrell, the Motet, Rebirth Brass Band, Hot Buttered Rum, Wookiefoot, Kinetix, Jon Wayne The Pain, Heatbox, and Steve Molitz, and so many others. He's also the lead organizer for Down at the Farm Music Festival, and he has a new fest in the works, Camp Down, and I'm sure we're going to get into a lot of that, the details of that upcoming event. I'm not sure what's going to happen in this interview, but I know afterwards I'm going to feel squeaky clean. Ross, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it very much.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So we were just talking about, you were talking about your Washbourne, and just about how years of playing it have just left it like scummy. It's
no, it was actually scummy before. Yeah, it was a real used washboard.
Okay.
I purchased at a garage sale in Minneapolis, and it still had soap scum built up in the corners of the washboard.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's still there. But yes, it's definitely grimier now than it was before. That is for certain. I also let people sign the washboard.
Yeah.
Anybody and everybody. They like the washboard, they get to sign the washboard.
So have you actually included it in any of your acts? Do you have any songs you like to feature it in?
There's nothing, I guess, in Soap that I've ever featured washboard in. I
mean, you figure with a band named Soap, the washboard should come into play at one point.
It could definitely be a complemented instrument, but at some point, I don't know. It's more. It makes more sense to play a washboard with more bluegrass or rootsy music, in that genre. But there's a time and place for it. It's like cowbell. You can't do it all. It's just every song. You can't pay for that.
Oh, but you always need more cowbell. I feel like the same way with washboard. Like, I don't know, man. Like once you see someone who's really good at washboard,
it's like tambourine too. It's like every song needs a tambourine.
Nah. I would not say that. The only song that needs
the Beatles made it work every time.
The only song that probably needs a tambourine that doesn't feature a tambourine is Mr. Tambourine Man.
Oh God.
Okay. So let me ask you. So just kind of looking at how Soap got started, what were some of the major influences that you had that you kind of wanted to bring out in that music?
The influences, like when Soap started.
The original influences. Okay. We're going way back.
The OG shit. Okay.
Because the first time I saw Soap, I don't remember the year, but I believe it was at a bowling alley in Piatone.
Oh shit. That was probably in 2004.
Yeah, five or six. I was in high school. I remember that.
Yeah, there's a few posters.
Oh, still hanging around?
That are still available. I'm sure we still have some. I know.
Just sitting in a box somewhere.
Yeah, there's a really funny one of my friend Rick Benson's face photoshopped on Skylar's. Oh wait, no, it's Skylar's face photoshopped on Rick Benson's body, and it's super funny. And that's like on one of the old posters. Yeah, that was a long time ago. So what are the influences? Getting back here. I've always loved Primus, and
oh yeah.
When I was a kid, I played you know, everything. I had a Zeppelin real book and like all the Metallica stuff, and so I was definitely heavily influenced by heavier rock as a kid. It wasn't until later I got into the funkadelic or electronic side of music. But
Well,
I don't know. My mom was a DJ, so she had like everything. Like before I had internet, I could listen to any kind of music I want to.
Did she spin like old school vinyl? Like was she
Everything.
like a DJ?
She was mainly like a karaoke DJ and a wedding DJ. So she had to have
Both
like
good paying gigs.
every song ever, you know.
I feel like there was a lot of Electric Slide.
Oh God. Yeah, but literally like old CD book after CD book of like thousands of, you know, CDGs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know, like with listening to all that music, is there anything in particular that like when you hear it just kind of brings you back to that like childhood state? Because that's the one thing I always love about art and music in particular, is that there are some songs like it makes you feel young again, you know?
Yeah. Let me think here. There's a few, that's for sure. It's like what section or what part of what year in my transition. Let's see. Definitely like Pearl Jam or like Metallica for sure. I don't know. Just I hear like Enter Sandman. Feel like I'm 13 or 14. I'm like, I want to know how to play that. How does he make his distortion that thick? You know, kind of stuff. But yeah, then later, I mean, first time I listened to like Bella Fleck and the Flecktones or something.
Oh, I love Bella Fleck.
And heard Victor Wooten play. I'm like, I want to become half of that. Like, let me know what that funk is. Like how, you know, I don't know how much he masters like this shit. It's just insane. The notes that he chooses to play and how like methodical he is it's breathtaking. It's like I want to be that kind of bass player, but I also want to be the bass player that's, you know, the simplistic, you know, it's just play the part, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, the bass is really what's giving you that rhythm,
the bass line to the Running with the Devil.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. That's it, and it's so heavy. It's just what it needs, you know. Like any other thing would be too complicated.
Yeah,
you just gotta slam it home sometimes. But
well, was there any like real bassist that like I don't know that made you want to dedicate yourself to the bass? Was there like that
absolutely?
one bass line that just like sunk you in? And you're just like, yeah, that's it.
Definitely Primus. For sure. Like when I heard like Frizzle Fry.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I need to know that. I'm like, I want to be on the dark side.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, I don't know, man. Something about Primus's music too. Like anybody I know who listens to Primus, they always have such a strong emotional connection to it because it's such moving music.
You can't listen to it like on like a long car ride. You'll start getting irritated.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I feel the same way about Tool.
Yeah, I know. I love Tool, but like all of a sudden I feel like, you know, maybe just hitting an old lady.
It's like, man, I'm just so full of angst right now.
Or like Rage Against the Machine. Yeah, I will take the power back. Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, oh man, I'm so excited for their tour that they're going on. They're going to be up in Alpine in July. I think I need to make that show.
They're going to be where? Alpine?
Well, they're doing a Chicago show too, but I think I'd rather see them in Alpine. Just because, I don't know, you get more of like a parking lot party.
We're talking about Nickelback, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Nickelback, dude. They're doing a double show with Sugar Ray.
Smash Mouth
opener.
Smash
Mouth. Fucking, some Papa Roach.
Oh, no. Finished with Crazy Town. Oh, no. Shit.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know, man. There's just something about like certain music that brings you back to certain moments in your life, certain like mind frames that
Oh.
you were in. You know?
Scorpions.
Oh, Scorpions? Dude.
Scorpions, man. That reminds me of
Cruising around.
yeah,
in like
cruising
a
with
car.
my dad, road loading, 10 years, 12 years old.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to drive? I got this, Dad. Yep, Scorpions.
Yeah,
That one's
dude.
up there.
Scorpions, I don't know. Scorpions is fun, man. They're like
yeah,
Kiss,
what is
man.
it? Winds of Change. That take me to the vision of the morning on a glory night.
Dude,
There's
this
always
is-
like some awesome whistle part.
Yeah.
Crushes it. Absolutely crushes whistle. I wish I could whistle half that good. Horrible.
No, I'm
whistler.
terrible at whistling.
That's about it. That's as good as it gets. Skylar, our keyboardist, he can whistle really well. My
Yeah?
grandpa was an excellent whistler. You blow out your fucking eardrums whistling. I could, yeah.
Did he do that super loud whistle with his fingers?
Yeah, that's
I've never
the
been able
one
to
he
do that.
did. Yep.
I've never been able to do that. I don't have the lung strength for it. I don't have the lung strength with saxophone either. But...
I don't know. He would just pop like one of his dentures out, get his hand in there.
all right. So he had the gums
he
into
had
it.
he had. Yeah. He's like mechanical.
I don't know. There's just something about like everybody in that generation like seemed to be more mechanically inclined. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just like.
Yeah.
Like-
He was. He didn't graduate high school. But he was the manager for U.S. Steel.
Yeah. Yes.
You know,
For
what I mean?
sure.
It was like this is definitely a different time.
Well, I don't know. I think back then, like, people had to be more analytical in how they thought about things. Like, nowadays, people have, for the most part, a lot of their baser needs met constantly. Like, no matter who you are in this country,
Yeah.
you can, for $1, get a day's worth of calories at a McDonald's. you know what I mean? Yeah, but no matter who you are, you
Those are
can
real.
live, dude.
Yeah.
You won't live well, but,
No.
a lot of folks' baser needs are met. So I think over time, we just, kind of got more abstract as the generations went along.
Yeah.
And how we approach things. Like, people back then, man, like, my grandpa's super practical guy. Like, he look at something and he can, just take it apart in his mind. Like, I wish I was able to do that.
Absolutely. I like Bill Burr's approach. It's like,
I love Bill Burr.
yeah, he's just evil as shit, but in the best way. He's like, yeah, we need to get like rid of like half of the population, or he's like actually down to like 300,000 people or something.
Dude.
He's like, you know what your chances are like in the NFL? Like that way everybody could go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was an awesome bit, but
Oh man, have you ever what are they called? You've ever seen the monument out there? I think they're called the Georgia Cedar Stones.
where?
I am going to look it up right now. So there's these stones out in, I
I
believe,
love
Georgia.
like all that kinds of stuff, man. Like I'm way into any kind of like conspiracy theory stuff and all that kinds of shit, or just people finding stones and stuff with carvings in them.
Yeah,
with,
yeah.
Like seriously
So
sophisticated
the Georgia,
shit, like from
they're
like
the
hundreds
Georgia
of thousands.
Guidestones.
Yeah, 100,000 or 200,000 years ago, or even up to 1 million years ago, finding like like stone tools and been embedded in rock, and
Yeah.
then they were like, okay, apparently like 1 million plus years ago, there's definitely another civilization here that's just completely long forgotten.
Well,
Which
you
is-
look at like Machu Picchu. You know what I mean? Like those carvings are so precise. Our tiniest drills can't even get in there and replicate what they did. Like
what's
some of
the
that
other
stuff. It's amazing what the ancients were able to do, and like the craftsmanship was so precise. It makes you question, the means of how they did it.
Well, when they look at it under a telescope or not telescope, their microscopes and stuff to like see their cut lines and how they were created.
Yeah.
They cannot tell you what actually cut it.
Yeah.
Nothing we can mimic cut it.
Yeah.
We tried and we can't figure it out. Like it's not a plasma cutter. It's not a diamond bit blade. It's not water fusion with
Yeah, they're not sandblasting it, man.
Yeah, sandblast. Yeah, basically. like the old school version. But I don't know. Yeah. So wait, what do you got? So these tablets, tablets doing what? They got like a helicopter on it and shit.
So no. The Georgia Guidestones. They were a granite monument that was just discovered in 1980 in Elbert County, and it's basically a set of 10 stones inscribed with 8 modern languages, and they all have instructions for how humanity needs to survive.
Yes,
and one of it,
I know about this.
Yeah. One of them is to maintain humanity under 500,000.
That's funny. So Bill Burr was only 200,000 off.
Yeah.
He's
so
close.
Bill Burr's a little bit more conservative.
I mean, you gotta have a little bit of room. You got some margin.
Oh yeah,
you
man.
Might, knock up some broads. Because you can't go over 500,000, right?
Well, I'm thinking. Well, I mean, if you think of Bill Burr, I mean, he's probably aware of the Guidestones,
They got like a cliff or something. There's like, okay, we're over 500,000 club.
Yeah. Like, no, sorry, you're too old. No, maybe it'll be like, what was that movie that just came out? You ever see that movie Midsummer?
No, I have not.
So, I mean, spoiler alert for anyone who wants to see that movie.
Yeah, nobody does. Okay. I don't know.
It's about these, Americans that go to Sweden to witness some, it's basically a cult, do their, midsummer rituals.
Sure.
And they just have these, old
And they
people.
ran out of baby blood. What are they going to do?
Nah, man, they just had, the old, wise couple up on the cliff, and then they, look at each other, and they just jump off.
Oh, shit.
And that's the thing, is that they maintain their population. Everyone at the age of 72 just, kind of offs themselves.
What is that? Is it like the Inuit or whatever tribe? The iceberg style?
Oh, the Eskimos?
Eskimos.
Yeah.
There's another name for them. I don't know. I can't think of it. Okay.
I'm going to blank. I don't know much about the Eskimos, except they're... Wow, man, those igloos are cool. You ever see the photos of the igloos at night?
I like
the fires burning in them.
I like the ice hotel thingy
from James Bond.
No, it's like it's in Greenland or in Iceland.
Okay,
and they make 5-star.
Yeah.
100,000
made out of ice.
Yeah, you slip in an ice castle. That'd be cool.
Dude, I wonder if that's the place that they filmed the James Bond movie at.
I would.
Because I mean, and it's the worst James Bond too. It's the one with Halle Berry. They stay at an ice castle.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that
awful,
one was no
movie.
bueno. Yeah.
That was the one that killed the Bond franchise. Pierce Brosnan's no, I don't know if I want to come back as. Oh man. I don't know. So, I don't know. We kind of veered off track talking about James Bond.
I don't know. I'm down with whatevs. I like how this conversation is just treed out into
just escalated.
All kind of weird places.
So I guess we'll kind of recenter.
We'll recap on James Bond later.
So you guys are going to be playing Revival in May.
Yes.
So that's a Wookiefoot festival, and you guys played a few Wookiefoot festivals. How many have you played? Shangri-La 4 times, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's always a good time playing at Harmony Park. There is an extreme amount of soul and energy there that lives amongst those oak trees that are absolutely beautiful. Yeah. It is. It's got its own vibe and its own energy to the place. You can tell there's a lot of history down that road.
A lot of history down that. I don't go down that road.
Some say his dad's better. But that's always a good time. Absolutely. It's a huge community of people out there.
Well, that's one thing I love about Wookiefoot is they're such a positive band. Everything about them is just so positive and uplifting.
Yeah, that's how they get you. That's how they get you. And then you drink the Kool-Aid.
And then you're on a bus. And then you just wake up picking lima beans on a farm.
Yeah, building some sort of fort for somebody. Oh, God. No, but they do a lot of humanitarian work. And,
actually,
they're in all reality, yeah, angels among people. That's for sure.
So when did you first get connected with Wookiefoot? Did you like meet him at a fest, or did you start talking another way?
The first time I talked to Mark Murphy was probably I worked for Project Earth.
Okay.
Because I've had worked at like Festival Nations and Fat Fest and all these other festivals, just doing the work, getting to know how to run an event, and getting just to know people like within that business. Because I've always loved event planning and stuff like that, and especially when it's for a good purpose and cause, and when you see people that work their ass off for a cause or something that's bigger, than them, or it's not about money and about whatever. It's about a community of people enjoying themselves and doing something for something bigger.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. That makes you want to work 10 times harder when you see people do that for something. And it's down the farm, for instance, it was Fred Fest, and the cat Fred, it was a kennel cat that broke his leg jumping off a dog cage, and like that's how that spawned out. Was we needed to have the cat's leg pinned back together.
Yeah.
And that's how that spawned. They created such a way bigger thing, a much bigger thing than any of us ever thought it would be, or could potentially be. And it was because we were trying to do something good. And that's what's I think the most important part about it. I don't know. There's so much to it, logistics wise, to throwing an event and all that happy shit. But it's definitely worth it in the end. I always want to have a goal for something that's not just, hey, I want to put money in my pocket for an event.
Right. Well, you want to build a community.
I want to build a community that appreciates and respects each other and the music, and all feeling connected about doing something for something that's bigger than them.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, whether it's saving the cat's leg or fucking you name it, just anything positive in general and giving to that. And of course you're gonna have to cover your expenses at the event.
right, absolutely. Yeah, you always got to break even. If you're lucky, you break even.
But you know what, the way the formula works, if you're consistent and you have the right people in your community to help you with an event, you can't fail, because as long as you continue the recipe to bake a cake, you're gonna get some cake. It's just eggs, flour, some water.
Yeah.
But you can still fuck it up. Well, with the same ingredients.
Well, I mean, sticking with the baking, mentality, like if the crew of organizers that you're putting
you got to have your crew. You got to have your people.
If those are the ingredients, what it comes down to is finding like the right group of people that balance each other out.
Yeah.
So they accent each other, bring out each other's flavors, if you will.
Absolutely.
Well, that's what I think is like what sets a good community-based festival apart, is that a good community-based festival, people aren't afraid to bring out their flavor.
It's like a good mosh pit, you got to have your pit master.
Yeah.
See somebody just get just laying out people after you get knocked the fuck down, somebody picks you up. That's what you're supposed to do.
That's what you're supposed to do, man.
And just remember, next time you're in a mosh pit, don't plant your feet. Don't plant. You just got to keep moving through. You spiral
going,
through.
Dude. You got to bounce, man. You got to bounce.
Don't panic. Just bounce with it.
Yeah.
And don't plant your feet.
Nah, dude. You plant your feet, you're gonna get fucked going up, down. Dude. You're gonna get fucked up.
I meet you in a mosh pit. I'm not sticking. I'm rolling through.
Dude, the last mosh pit I was in, I was working security at the Tweeter Center.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, this is way back when I learned my lesson. Dude, they had Slipknot playing, I believe with Korn, so it was an awesome show.
Korn, man,
I saw them show.
At, was it North Point, or was that Fest? North Shore, North Point.
North Coast.
North Coast.
Yeah,
boom,
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, yes, North Coast is a good time.
Was the first time I seen Korn, and that was by far the finest production I've ever seen or heard. Like, the quality was so outstanding, I couldn't even believe it. Like, it was freaking on the money. And I'm anal as shit about, the acoustics and sound in a venue.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to get that sweet spot, where I'm getting my face torn off by bass and, like, really hearing it loud and proud,
Yeah. You want to get in that point where, like, the bass is just making your face rumble, dude.
And that was so odd. And everybody in the mosh pit there they did a great job. Nobody got killed. Yeah. Once it starts swarming, like swirling and shit, then it starts to become dangerous. But if it's just a mosh pit, then it's not too bad. It's just if you see somebody get knocked the fuck down, you got to pick them up right away.
Yeah, man, or they're gonna get stomped on.
Yeah, because it's all good fun. You just gotta watch people.
Well, I mean, that's the way it is at, like, festivals in general. No matter what the scene, even, like, a heavy festival scene, you just got to watch out for each other, man.
Absolutely. And,
because there's some people who lose their shit.
We were playing a show in Aberdeen, and there's quite a few people there, and we went into, like, a Rage Against the Machine song, and there's, like, one dude there, like, wearing combat boots. And, like, the rest of the crowd is, like, how you say, much headier. And this guy's like, come on, just, throwing everybody. Like, trying to create his own mosh pit. And I'm like, we had to, like, stop the song. He was, like, hurting people and shit. It was ridiculous.
But he was, like, the only guy that came for the mosh.
Yeah, he was. I mean, everybody else was protecting themselves. It was pretty funny.
Oh, man.
Nonetheless.
Now, see, I don't know, I got sent in because the shit was getting too rowdy. And this was back when Tweeter Center, you may remember, I don't know if you've been there, like, way back in the day, they used to have, like, the planters with the big trees in there, just to kind of, like, block out the sides. And they're like little, like, saplings,
Okay, I don't know. What year are we talking here?
Oh, God, by, like, 2005, 2006.
Yeah, I definitely have. I mean, they were there. I don't remember them, but I've been there, like, 1,000 times.
Well, dude, so the guys, and I don't know whose bright idea it was. I assume someone who's super tribal about it. So they started ripping off the branches of the trees. And they're, like, kind of, like, whittling them down and taking them in the mosh pits and, like, stabbing each other, dude. Like, Slipknot was killing it, though, so I can see why they took it to the next level.
No, that's not okay. No.
So they send us in, and, like...
What the fuck is that about? Like, come on, like, that's like some PCP shit, dude. It's like, okay, there's a difference between a fucking mosh pit and sharpening down a goddamn branch and fucking stabbing people with it. They
got me in the back,
There is no fine line.
They got me in the back.
Were they just fucking hillbillies, like, with sticks?
They were, no.
They, like, actually,
they didn't have, like, knives to whittle them to a fine point.
Right.
Like, they were just trying to, like do it the best they could with their hands, and then they're just bluntly, like, stabbing people with them.
That's not good. No. That's, I mean, I've seen some things. I've not seen that one yet. Hopefully I will. I mean, I've seen it. I thought I'd seen it all. No, never seen a metalhead or some dude at a metal show grab a branch and try to impale people. But,
oh, dude, it was...
I mean, I've been around the block. Shit. I was watching a documentary last night when I was fucking passing out. It was the 2004 Ozfest.
Oh, yeah.
In Tinley Park when they had, like, hundreds and hundreds of UFO sightings and shit.
I was there.
Okay.
I worked it. I
was there and had no recollection or, like, no memory of any of that happening. I just remember, getting in the car and leaving. And
dude, I was working security that exact same show, and
there's three.
We're gonna. I got a story. I got a story to go along with that Ozfest as well. So, and I promise I'll get back to my UFO story. So I was working security at that Ozfest in 2004, and we had a code red come over the radio, right? Which means
Does that mean like the Mountain Dew?
that means every security person has to be backstage in the parking lot or Prano. So we go back there, and there's like our manager and like the general manager for Tweeter Center and Jack Osborne. And they basically say, listen, guys, here's the deal.
And Billy Corgan.
We lost Ozzy. I'm like, what do you mean you lost Ozzy?
He was in a spaceship and he was like, Sean!
He just
Sean,
wandered
you're
up.
in a spaceship.
He just wandered up. How are you going to let him just wander up? Doesn't he have a handler?
and it was like, Sean.
So, dude, we fucking broke up into teams of 3, and we fucking scoured the grounds, dude. Scoured the grounds. We were fucking, out in the parking lots, up on the hill. And, like, afterwards, me and my buddy that I was with, we're just sitting there, we're like, yo,
So
dude,
you're actually looking for Ozzy Osbourne.
we're looking for Ozzy Osbourne. And we're like, dude, there's no way he got that far. There's no way.
I was going to say, look under, go to the first closet.
That's exactly where he was. So we went backstage, and my buddy's like, dude, I bet you he's in one of these closets. And he opens it up.
No way.
And Ozzy looks up at him. He says, close the fucking door. And he slams it shut.
What was he in there? Like, was he
He was just in there sitting in the dark, man. Like, preparing himself mentally.
Oh, shit. I
Like,
wonder what kind of...
Because when he went out on stage, dude, like, the man was possessed. Like, he was about it. Like, he was on full, 10. It was a great show.
Shit. What was he doing in there? He got, some candles and...
No, dude, no candles.
Fresh baby's blood.
Pitch black. Just sitting there mumbling.
Oh, yeah, you gotta... I forgot what part you gotta read out of the Old Testament to, conjure up some shit.
Dude.
But it's gotta be the King James Version.
Oh, yeah, dude.
It's gotta be the King James.
I don't use a non-English Bible. I'm just saying.
You'd be like,
Ain't
thine
no Greek in this
art
house.
thouest of thine Lord.
So, after that had happened, later on that night, I fucking finally get to take my break, late, mind you. And I'm sitting there in the little staff lounge was basically this little fenced in area on the outside of it. And I'm looking up and I see those UFOs and I'm like, huh, dude.
Was it 3 or was it 1 that was changing? Because it was a triangle.
It was 3.
3
So there
different
was 3
UFOs?
lights. There was 3 separate lights. And I was looking at them, I'm like, that's cool, dude. How did they do that for the festival? Because I thought that was something for Ozfest.
Oh, that's from fucking Korn or Oz. No,
but
it's
then
Ozzy.
I look up and you could see almost the imprint of the shadow of the ship, and it was stretching over the highway. I'm like, dude, that's
awesome.
That's 2, maybe 3 miles deep. That ain't for the show. And I'm pointing at it, and they're just thinking it's stars or something. I'm like,
I have seen a few UFOs before, and I did not see that one, and I totally had an opportunity to, and I was so pissed off about it. I'm like, why didn't I stick my fucking head out the window?
Dude,
oh God!
To this day, I still don't know what it was. I'm not gonna say.
Don't get me wrong, I was burnt after that day. That was a long day. So even I was there at 10:30, 11 o'clock, and that was to see a drowning pool.
Oh,
that was
man.
a few weeks before that dude died from a speedball or whatever. Yeah. So
that was one of their last shows with him.
Something wrong with me too. Yep.
Yeah, Drowning Pool was a good show.
Let the bodies hit the floor, and they did.
And they did. And they fucking did.
No, that was really good though. And then that was when Disturbed was on the side stage there too.
Yeah.
That's when
that
they came
whole
out
lineup
with
was stacked,
Down with the Sickness. He busts out of a cage.
Yeah, that whole lineup was stacked.
I'm okay, here's my wallet, my phone. I'm going crowd surfing. Fucking love it.
Did you go crowd surfing?
Oh yeah.
Nice. How far did you make it?
I made it over the wall.
Dude, dude. I've seen so many people try. And
my best friend, Christine Turner, was on the other side of the stage. I didn't even know she was at the show yet. And then she's crowd at the same time, opposite side, and they throw you over, the front wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Oh man, that's dope.
That was a good time. If anybody's ever shy from crowd surfing, you should do it once. But
See, I've never
there's a time and place.
I've never crowd surfed. I don't think they can lift up my fat ass.
That's not true. It depends on the show. No,
you need some dedicated motherfuckers.
You got to have some power bottoms. You got some guides. But no, I think it's absolutely hilarious because I've seen guys twice, 3 times your size totally crowd surf before, and people do it for like sport. They're like a challenge. They're like, let's get this dude up. He's definitely pushing 4. Let's do it. 6'6". No, that's just funny watching somebody crowd surf with that. That's that huge. Man. You definitely have to be at a big boy show. Majority of the crowd must be men.
Yeah, man. No, you have to be at a show where you're gonna have some people with some upper body strength. You gotta have some big Norwegian,
big dick swinging motherfuckers.
You need some fucking shoulder power on that one, man.
That's for sure. Absolutely. And even then, like I was crowd surfing, and the people were obviously watching the show in front, and like I was getting pushed towards the front, and I was dropped. In the back of my head came an inch off the ground, and this dude grabbed me, by the scruff, the front of my t-shirt, and literally, I would have been catatonic. I would be like, Ross makes apple sauce. That rhymes.
No salmon. No salmon.
Oh, don't touch my ears. I would have been.
Oh, that's a great movie. I love Something About Mary.
Yeah, that's. Yeah. Oh, yes, I will.
Don't touch his earmuffs.
I will have you. But yeah, I need to make a fresh cocktail.
Do it.
Okay. You're gonna. Yeah, I guess you'd edit it.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Something about David Blaine, though.
I think it's his V-neck.
No. David Blaine didn't make the Statue of Liberty disappear. It was David Copperfield who made the Statue of Liberty disappear.
That's right.
Yeah. No, David Copperfield's, I don't want to say he's a better magician, but he's definitely more of a showman than David Blaine, in my opinion.
And there should be like David Bronzefield. you got David Aluminum. You got your cast iron David. What's another one? You gotta have your galvanized steel.
Nah, see, I'm just waiting for stainless steel.
No, it'd be steel. Galvanized steel. Galvanized steel.
Oh, dude, that would
How we're never gonna survive.
That would be a great name for a cover band.
Galvanized
steel.
I'm a little crazy. How we're never gonna survive. Oh, unless we galvanize the shit out of it.
Man, Seal had a few good tunes. I was a fan when I was in, like, I don't know, a sophomore in high school. He was the one who did Kissed by a Rose, right?
Oh, you betcha.
Yeah, dude. So,
dude, Kevin Costner, Robin Hood. Come on, dude. Put a kiss by the rose on
No, it was Batman Forever.
Oh, fuck, you're right.
Remember the Batman Forever?
You didn't hit record yet, right?
Oh, I sure did.
Oh, no. No, I know it's Batman Forever.
Oh, dude, I had a...
Wait. What am I thinking? What the fuck is in Robin? No, what's in Robin Hood, then?
Kevin Costner definitely had a Robin Hood movie.
Yeah, I know, but what was the cheesy-ass tune that he had?
I don't know. Let's find out.
You just go straight to like Armageddon shitty soundtracks. It goes right to Aerosmith.
God, I hope not.
Hey, while you're looking up shitty modern soundtracks to novelty movies,
I Do It For You by Bryan Adams.
Oh,
not too familiar with Bryan Adams. I assume he's
a guy. Do it for you.
I assume he's a guy from the 90s.
Let's see. How's it go? Fuck. Oh no, I don't know. I can't think of how the song starts out. I can only think of how the bridge takes up, which is really stupid. There's no one like no one.
Yeah, dude.
no, that's horrible.
I feel like if I was gonna be in a band though, like instead of like having it like being like a band that tours a lot, I would love to be that one hit wonder who's just on like a Michael Bay movie. Then I'm done. Just can watch my like I want to be that guy from Eye of the Tiger. You know what I mean? Like he just got that one fucking song, and he's just like, no, I'm good. I don't have to do
this dude in Rockford. He was the bass player for Survivor.
What?
He was the sound engineer. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but it's probably like Terry or something.
Yeah. Sounds like an 80s guy name.
I'm pretty sure it's Terry. I don't know. He was a badass, awesome, like sound engineer at Rockford. It was like I think it was Ale House or some place downtown Rockford.
Yeah.
Dude's amazing though. He's like, yeah, I was in that. I wrote the bass line for Survivor. You kids don't even know what it is. And then we like play some Yes, and he's like, "Oh, you kids are okay."
all right, you know,
okay.
you know.
Yeah.
Now, see, I don't even remember the bass line from that song. Like, was it particularly good?
What in
Eye of the Tiger?
Dude, it's like basically
He's the guy who came up with bum 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 bum.
And it does. Yeah, just that.
Okay.
Just that. Yeah, riding oldie.
Man, dude, it's been so long since I've seen Rocky 4. Actually, no, was that Rocky 3? No, that was Rocky 4.
No, but I guess
it's the one with the Russian.
Yeah.
Definitely the one with the Russian.
You will lose.
I will crush you.
You will lose.
If he
that
dies,
was like his only.
he dies.
That was like his only lines.
Fucking Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And he still probably fucked up the monologue somehow. you had 4 lines, dude. You had to like grunt one time and like.
When he first started acting, he was so bad at delivering lines.
Arnold, how do you do it? Arnold's like, I don't know how.
It's actually funny, so he played He-Man in the He-Man movie, and he delivered his lines so bad that producers wanted to dub over him with another actor's voice. And they decided, we don't have the budget for that.
Yeah, literally, they know that's like part of what made him like even more famous.
There's something about like having to be an action star. You just have to have a fucked up voice.
Even on The Simpsons, they made fun of that with
Rainier Wolfcastle.
Yeah. He's like Up and Adam.
Up and Adam.
Like it's perfect.
Behind you.
No, the writers for The Simpsons, like they're time travelers or some shit.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Yeah, what's up with that? Like,
yeah, man.
For
the
real.
Simpsons conspiracy.
What is going on with that? Like, for real. Like, who is the main writer for The Simpsons that like knows that shit?
They've had teams of them over the years, and in like the mid '90s,
or is it like some sort of like weird form of like witchcraft or some shit? I mean, how do they know that?
I mean, Conan O'Brien was on the writing team for a lot of years in the '90s. I'm not saying he's a witch. I'm just saying the evidence is
I'm saying like what kind of like. I'm not saying it's witchery, but just like what kind of special power, weird bullshit is that?
I assume
that's some sort of sorcery. It's like what is going on? Like how? Like there's no plausible explanation to why they would know those events, and not only know how it went, but have it in detail, cartoon style. Like it's like to the 10,000th of the degree, like on the fucking money. Like Trump, getting off or going down the staircase or whatever, waving and
Trump
shit.
Plaza.
It's like, what, dude? Like, come on, man. Is that something that they like know that he does often, and that's why they wrote about around it? I'm always looking for a plausible explanation.
I think it's because he had talked about running for president since the '80s. Remember, he had run a few times.
Yeah, but is that like some sort of footage that they've seen in the past or something, and that's why they did? And
it very well could be. Yeah,
and that's something that they duplicated.
Well, I mean, the dude lived there for the longest time.
I'm trying to look at it from a rational point of view as well. I'm like, it's sorcery.
Well,
instead of like jumping to conclusions.
Well, I'd sat down since I got Disney Plus. I've been rewatching a lot of old Simpsons.
Hey, what's up with Shazam?
Shazam? Oh, you talking about with the Mandela effect?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a thing you've read about or about? It's like, okay, it's
always something.
What's his name? Damn it. Oh no, the brain cells just exploded.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Here's my thing with the Mandela effect: is that like
no, this is serious though.
People's memories aren't reliable. We always remember shit differently than we thought we did.
I know, but when you have masses of people,
yeah, but people are suggestible, man.
Oh no, for sure. Well, it's been proven through like CIA testing, on certain humans, that's absolutely 100% to make them to implant memories into people that they will absolutely tell you that story, and they believe that that's what happened.
Well, did you hear about?
It doesn't take that long to do that to somebody.
There was this company that they basically figured out a way to like send out a wave that would make it seem like you're hearing whispers in your ear. And they just did it around this building. It was part of a marketing campaign for this horror movie that they had in the area, and it was just like a slight low frequency tone that you'd be hearing it, but there wouldn't be anything there. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, what sort of messages could they have been implanting? Because majority of people walking by, if they're not really paying attention, they're not going to hear it. Coming from this billboard they're walking by. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's creepy.
Or how often I don't want to say the government's planting microphones everywhere. I'm just saying I have an Alexa.
Yeah. even if I'm talking shit about anything, like the advertisements of the Google suggestions or whatever, like on my phone, it's like, oh, hey, how you doing there, bud? It's like, oh shit, like how's it know I want to know about that. It's like I always get fucking Sherwin-Williams or Home Depot. It's like, hey, working on the house? It's
no, I wasn't.
I work, I do construction for a living. You think that I'm constantly just buying
Dude, I was having a conversation with my buddy about fucking cat litter. You know what I mean? I don't even own a cat.
Exactly, and then you'll get a cat ad on your phone because I
go on Facebook and I got a bunch of fucking kitty litter ads and Meow Mix, and I'm like, fuck. Dude.
So that ultimately means anything that you say is potentially recorded, or at least they hear those keywords, then all of a sudden it goes straight to the marketing and advertisement companies because of the keywords that your Google or your phone picked up.
Oh, absolutely. And they can just sell those
which
keywords
is, you know what? Is it bad? Yeah. It's to an extent. But it's
I won't lie.
It is convenient.
I won't lie. On my Facebook feed, I found some awesome fucking sunglasses because they knew what I was about. I'm like, all right.
But at the end of the day, though, I don't like it more than I do like it.
Yeah, I don't buy enough shit for it to really benefit me as much.
I don't want my phone to be fucking listening to everything I have to say. So I'm going to a Walmart. I want my Walmart family of 5 account or 3 for the mass shooting right now. Oh, I'm sorry, Google. I was just kidding. Don't please. I take it all back.
Please don't, Bezos. Please don't.
Please. I take it all back, Walmart.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I don't know. It's so weird too because even as a festival organizer, you can harvest that data, see where people's locations have been, see who they've gone and seen.
I don't need to do that. But yes, I do like the whole concept of for marketing reasons. I'm not stupid. I like my data about
what are your thoughts
what's
on
up. But I believe it all stems from just good people that they let them know personally to come to the event, and that's what the event was. I don't want to extend the arm so far as to not knowing where these where certain crews of people are coming from. Mm-hmm. Not that the energy we're producing would allow for something like that to occur where you got a bunch of let's see how you say a bunch of juggalos but show up with their M16s.
Yeah, for sure. Dude.
Not that there's anything wrong with that because I got some friends that love ICP and all that Happy Fago shit.
Dude,
let's go to a festival and bring some hookers and some guns and all the drugs.
If I don't have the money to buy even
where's this going?
Even Dr. Thunder, I might end up having a Fago. It's just like, sometimes it happens.
Every Faygo should come with a fucking Advil. Just like,
You're going to get that sugar.
Oh, yeah, that
dude.
caffeine buzz is not cool. But...
Oh, see, I don't even get a caffeine buzz anymore.
Yeah.
I drink so much coffee throughout the day, it's sickening.
Oh. Yeah, I used to do drugs in the 80s. No, caffeine. I remember the first time I was in church when I was a little kid, just in the back, the kitchen room, just pounding coffee. Just sitting back there, like some Beavis and Butthead shit.
Yeah, man. Well,
10 years old, pounding coffee.
Man, I remember when I was a freshman in college, they used to sell these things at the...
Coffee's the gateway drug. It's coffee.
It really is, dude.
Because
like,
how it all
I went
started,
to the...
man. Coffee and scratch-offs.
I went to the little corner store there, and they had these things called jitter beans. It was just chocolate-covered coffee beans,
dude, I love those.
Oh, and like once I got into those, man, like...
Yeah, my Aunt Kate would always get me those when I was a kid.
Oh,
they were so good.
They're
They
so
are.
good.
You only need like a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't eat like a bag of them. Yeah, hell of a drug. Coffee. Coffee's in my... That's top 3.
Yeah, man. Yeah, as far as like stimulants, definitely coffee. I would say as well as
embalming fluid.
Man, that's a hell of a high. I was gonna say sugar. I'm a sugar junkie, man.
Yeah, sugar's.
Like I try not to have it as much anymore.
No, it's really bad for your memory and shit. And
yeah,
I've watched some documentaries about sugar, but I'm a sugar junkie too. So like, I try to minimize it as much as possible. But still, I love it. I gotta have my chocolate, like at least like some sort of chocolate. Caffeine, sugar.
I like dark chocolate.
Yeah.
I get down on some dark chocolate, man, or some German
I like dark chicken. I like my chocolate milk.
See, dude, I love dark meat chicken, man. I always go for the thighs.
Yeah, it's always the thigh. No, that's the best cut. That is the best cut.
Oh man, I will try and refocus a bit. So, out of all the people you've shared the stage with, like, which one kind of gave you that that feeling that like I don't want to say made it, but I'm finally established,
When I played with Bernie from Talking Heads,
yeah, that
was something that I will never forget for sure. Watching that guy play, the first time I played with him, the guy Jason Flatiger from God Johnson wanted me to play, and this was when I was a young buck from back in the day. This is probably 2012, 2010, something like that. And their bass player Jimmy had some sort of genetic issue, like his hands were cramping up and shit.
Like arthritis?
It's some sort of shit like that. Yeah, some sort of genetic crap. And like they needed a bass player, and like I was just new in town too, and like I was playing, Take Me to the River with freaking Bernie Worrell like that. Yeah. And I'm like just a young buck, and I'm like, don't mess it up, don't mess up the song, don't mess it up. I don't know why living like I do.
So what was Bernie like? Did you get a
awesome.
chance to at least
Bernie,
have some conversation?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the first time, the first show I met him and got to chat with him and stuff, I didn't know that it was part of his rider that you couldn't buy him booze.
Really?
Yeah, you're not supposed to get him fucked up. I mean, he was like...
Was that his decision or was that his handler?
No, that's definitely in his contract. Like, obviously, he did not fucking put that in there. Because I'm like, hey, Bernie, you want to do like a shot of Patron? He's like, absolutely. I've been waiting for you to ask. And yeah, he was cool as shit. He very chill. And then we played another show with him at this mansion.
Oh, like a private party?
Yeah, that was
dope.
so weird with Joe Marcinek. That was awesome.
They weren't like wearing like masquerade masks and like hooded robes and shit, were they?
It was a different party, man. It was, yeah, I can't even explain that one. That was something out of this world. It was like a movie, or something. Yeah. It was. I'm like, oh, you hired to be here? This is weird. We're the hidden cameras, but yeah, that was cool. He was following me around. He's like, hey, are you the one with the menthols? I'm like, Bernie, you got lung cancer. He's like, I know. I'm like, I can't turn you down. I will give you a fucking cigarette.
He's like, I know.
I was like, I know. I'm like, oh, cool. He's like, fuck yeah. But very soft-spoken, very polite, genuine guy. So, like, if you play any note at this guy, like, he's coming back with a fucking circus at you of, like, anything. Like, you play, his ear is incredible. He'd be, like, an hour before the show, he'd be, like, warming up his hands, putting, like, CBD oil on him and shit. Because he was getting old. He was, like, 80 years old.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine being 80 years old. And still gigging.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine that. Like, especially after how many shows and how many people he's played with, it's just incredible. And he still had it.
Yeah.
And he still had his, like, humor about him, too. He's, like, just a genius or a saint of a human being to be able to tolerate that. I had to, like, help him in and out of, like, certain areas in this place because of how many people were in there.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is an 8-year-old man. Like, he's not just hopping over equipment to get out of this area.
Sure.
Like, it was insane. I'm like, Bernie, take my hand. I got you.
I don't know. Something about the Talking Heads, man. They were just so ahead of their time.
If you listen to the parts that he played or wrote, like, in the Talking Heads, you're like, what? It's kind of like listening to the guitarist from Primus or something. It's like, man, that part was really out of the box.
Yeah.
Like, no way or no, like, I don't know how people conceive to, like, okay, that's going to be the notes that you choose to play. Like, out of that, like, it's just so off the wall that's what makes it awesome, because nobody in a million years would fucking try to even come close to writing a part like that.
What was it like? Did he have, like, a lot of, like kind of like obscure, like, jazzy chords and stuff in there?
Just whatever you played, like, it would be complimented, and if it was his time to play or whatever, like, I wouldn't say it's jazzy. I would say it's just, like, inverted.
Okay.
Like, it's just goes against the grain, unless like you wanted to play like something that's straight, and he could play that because it's boring to him.
Yeah.
He's heard all of the licks and of the world. Like
he's done that
going
before.
Backwards now.
He's
trying to come up with like another kind of circus sound.
I feel that's like one of the things that, like, I don't know, musicians, artists, anyone who's creative really has to deal with is, like, when you fall out of love with your own voice in a way, and you got to, like, figure out a way to make it fresh, figure out a way to change it up to where you can, kind of rediscover that passion that made you fall in love with it in the first place. And
the best way to do that is by playing with as many people, different people as you can, as often as you can. That's a quote from Les Claypool. That's what keeps anybody interested in what they do, is by not, just sticking in one channel. Like, do something completely opposite to what you're doing, and they'll, like, inspire you or get your creative juices flowing to what you can create. Like, if you go the opposite route of what you normally do, they'll absolutely get it flowing.
Yeah, well, I guess that's probably what led him to creating that Whamola. That thing's so cool, dude.
No, I believe that was meth and Xanax. He found a stick and probably duct taped, what do you call it? A weed whacker cord to it, and then hot wired a pickup on it, and then started hitting it with another stick. And put a lever on it.
Dude, I mean, I've thought, like, because, I don't know, my parents have an old washboard and, like, giving the banjos.
I thought you were talking about the wham stick.
Well, yeah.
Right.
They have an old washboard, and, I was thinking about, like, just making, like, a stand-up, washboard bass. But, like, the whamola, I feel, would be a much better option because, like, I feel like you have more control with a level,
Well, yeah, I mean, you have your washboard. You mean, you see Mary Poppins, the dude with like 20 instruments attached? Come on.
You talking about the dancing penguins?
No. Wait, dancing penguins?
Are you talking about the first Mary Poppins or the new one?
Not the new one. I'm talking about the
the
OG one.
Yeah.
What's it? Yeah, Dick Van Dyke. What a strong name.
For a chimney sweep, no less. Well, may I dick up your chimney there?
Hey, Dyke Van Dyck. Get your ass up there, chimney sweep.
Man, Dick Van Dyke, what a guy.
Chimney, chim, chiree, chiroo.
I feel is Lottie. You gotta do that super like Cagney accent.
Oh,
what a piece of the pie egg on now. See, I could never do
Why number two?
I could never do a good British accent. I could definitely do like a back alley. Swell.
It's annoying to me if it's too strong. It's just like I don't know. I'd rather listen to some fresh ass Ebonics all day long.
yeah, dude. Well, the thing I love about Ebonics is that it's always like evolving too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As a language, it's very fluid. You can always.
Urban Dictionary.
I love Urban Dictionary.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I'll go on just to see what's popular, so I can
The Alaskan Pipeline. I heard is a new edition.
I have not heard about that one.
Oh God, yeah, that's a different episode. No, are you looking it up right now? I was about to say.
No.
I'm like, no.
The Alaskan
Pipeline. Yeah, think about it. You'd be like, oh, yeah, I guess that would do it.
Oh man, I mean, as long as it's not as dirty as the Dakota accent.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus. We're sorry. Google. Hey, Google. I hope you're recording this. No.
Oh, man, that's funny as hell. Now,
but no reality. Getting back to, I don't know, like.
Well, I guess.
I want to ask people about, like, volunteer stuff and how they can contact me about, on the Camp Down.
Yeah. So let me just get a little backstory on Camp Down. When are you planning it for? What are your plans for it? I don't know. What's your overall vision for it?
My overall vision would be continuing, the same makeup and strategy as, down on the farm. It's, a stem of that. So it's still going to be mainly about art, music, and all the happy shit in between. Definitely want to incorporate more art and more like visual art and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like Burning Man, or like I want to have like more installment stuff. That's people,
installations are so cool,
yeah.
Man. I love a fest that has installations.
Yeah, that's something that people could take home with them visually and mentally. I don't know. That's like that stuff can completely. I don't know. It could change people.
Yeah,
for sure. Like when you see something like that, you're like, on acid or something, and you're like seeing an installment like deep in the woods, and you're like, whoa.
One of my
I think I just saw how I'm gonna.
One of my favorite installments was I was at Phases of the Moon, and they had this giant. It was like 30, 40 feet tall. It's like a big like wooden wheel that had like dozens of canoes like going around it, and it had a skeleton in each canoe. And each time, like, it would, like, move a little bit. And then they had these ropes on either side. So when you started moving them back and forth, it started spinning. And, like, the strobe lights would come on where it would look like
motion
the skeleton.
Sensors?
Yeah. Look like the skeleton was moving.
Oh, I like that.
I mean?
That's really cool.
Oh, dude, it was super
that gives
cool.
me an idea of, like, what I'm going to do with my installment.
That
I can't really talk about.
Well, it's
but
top
I definitely
secret
will
right
have
now.
motion sensor on it to trigger what is going to happen. Huh. Well, yes, we've been waiting for you. Hi, Bill. How you doing? It's like kids and mom, dad are there waving back at him in like some old tube TV. Oh, got a whole bunch of people here that just care a whole heck about you.
Now see, that would be fun. Now see, you know what I always thought would be fun if you had like a TV like set up, with like a live stream to where like people could just walk by it, and you just had like a little studio set up to where it was broadcasting, but you were doing a news show today on Camptown News.
No,
and you
Jesus.
just like recap shit that happened throughout the day. So Bobby ate too much acid last night and ended up waking up in a ditch.
That would at the event itself.
Yeah. You just like set it up somewhere. You don't really like point to it, but like even if you like pre-recorded, everything.
I know. I like the fact that it's just like, the second you sit down in the chair, it's triggered.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And now live we have Bobby. I don't know why I'm in this cage. Yeah.
Hey, you guys.
Yeah, dude, like little stuff like that, man. Like it really like creates the mood for a festival. Really
I know. It's all about the little things like that.
Yeah.
But those are the biggest things, in my opinion, is having the charm of tons of art and people like doing certain workshops or like
yeah.
Especially fire, art.
No, we definitely get all of that out there, man. Because, I mean, particularly, like, what I'd like to see is more variety of art out there and performances. Yeah. Because, like, I don't know, one of the things...
I want everybody to bring the circus, you know?
Yeah. Dude, you can get some fire spinners, belly dancers. Man, there's this one guy, I want to get him on the show. He's the yo-yo master. He just does, like, crazy yo-yo tricks in a black light.
This guy that was at camp... Camp... Not Camp Down. It's Camp Coop, what I hosted last summer. He's like, I brought my fire stuff, and he was just a fire breather. I'm like, okay, so you brought your can of white fuel. I
got a stick, man.
I'm like Nate. That's my brother.
Yeah.
He's really good at fire dart, and his fiance Jen, she is a really good hula hoop performer and fire artist as well. And I'm like, watch out for the new guy. I'm like, I don't know what he's gonna be spending or doing. And they're like, oh, okay, he's cool, but that was insane. That guy could throw, man. I don't know how somebody could swallow that much fuel. And enjoy it,
dude.
It's like, what do you do?
I could do it.
You do the Homer Simpson thing and swallow some wax first. You like the chili.
That only works with those insanity peppers, man.
Yeah. Oh no. I don't feel so good. Poor Homer.
Yeah, man, that was a hell of a trip too.
Yeah, he saw the coyote.
So let me ask you, when were you planning on doing it? Was it going to be later on in the summer, more in the fall?
I'm probably thinking, either I'm going to go with the middle of August.
Okay.
And go from there because there's a lot going on in between. Because I think I'll be playing at, what's it called? Don't Hate Me, Sean. What's it called? Just pause it for a second.
Sean Shield?
Yeah, it's fucking...
Summer Stomp?
Summer Stomp, yeah.
Summer Stomp.
Please cut out half.
No, Summer Stomp's a good time, man. I was out there last year doing painting and the such.
I believe that we are doing that.
Yes.
So, I think that is confirmed. I don't know if it's on Soap's Facebook yet or not, but...
Well, I don't know. You know what's cool about Somerset is that the piece of property that they have it on.
Summer Stomp.
Yeah, Summer Stomp.
Somerset is good though.
Somerset is phenomenal. Though Summer Stomp, the piece of property that they have it on is a paintball course.
No, Jesus.
So randomly, throughout the camping area, there's old Jeeps and castles and little tree houses and stuff.
Is it all
really
covered
cool.
with paint?
What's up?
Is it all covered with paint still?
100%.
There is still like tons of paintballs everywhere.
Yeah. No, they do that. I mean, they might clean it up before the festival. I would think so.
But
they'd go through and get
I'm still looking for a place to host the event. But I do have some, quite a few places I'm still looking at and stuff. But the second that is locked in, then I already have bands in mind that are going to be playing, and everything is
on that list.
Who?
The Motet.
Oh Jesus!
I love the Motet. Oh my God, those guys are good.
Hey Motet, you want to do Ross a solid? Oh God!
You'd be passing through Chicago and all that.
Yeah, come on, baby. No, those guys are awesome. Playing with the guys from the Motet, they just unbelievable.
Yeah,
like you want to talk about a whole other level.
Good.
Yeah, they're untouchable.
The first time I saw them, it was when they did that little set at summer camp. Like, God, it was the first time they came through. And, like, I got there earlier, right? And the band that was before them was still playing, and I thought it was the Motet. And this band, all they did...
Well, I played more with, not the Motet, but it was the spin-off of that. I can't think of the name of the band.
I don't know the name of this band, but... They just played the same thing over and over again. It was dun 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 dun, and then the guy'd get on the hi-hat.
What?
Dun 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 dun. Like, I don't know if it was like some like weird like jazz fusion thing.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense. So I'm like, this is not the Motet. Because like I never hold on to those books they hand out, so I had no idea what it was. So I like went back and I came back like 35 minutes later just to like get there in time for them to end. Oh, and they were still doing the same thing.
I was thinking of Juno What.
Oh yeah, no, those guys are good.
Yeah,
that's a good side project.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, that's just nasty, awesomeness. I don't know if they still are doing that, but the Motet, I know they have a new singer, or as of last year or whatever. I like the original guy a lot, but they've gone through lots of transitions.
Well, and
apparently Randy Savage is too. I don't know if you've seen the latest South Park.
No,
it's not the latest South Park. It's but it's in the new season. It's Randy Savage.
Man.
Yeah, about the macho. I'm not here to talk about my transition. I'm here to kick some fucking ass. I'm really
man. Now I need to get back on that. I need to get back on that South Park thing, man. Man, I missed the second half of that season.
The Randy Savage episode is the one to watch though. Like that, he's getting a sex change or whatever, and he's in a strong woman competition. And he is the strongest woman alive.
The cream always rises to the top.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I need to work on my Randy Savage.
Dude,
I haven't done enough crank.
That is a fun. Oh, dude,
you gotta shoot drugs in your toes to talk like Randy Savage.
Dude, his fucking cocaine habit was so infamous. I picked up this WWF game from like 2018, and he's one of the unlockable characters. And when he does his like entrance, he walks out, he like hits his nostrils on each side, sniffs around a little bit. I'm like, they fucking know, dude. They know. Yeah, just a little guy, man.
One you Hulk Hogan.
Oh, dude. Actually, I forget which WrestleMania it was. I was sitting and watching, and there was like a match where Roddy Piper is like beating this dude's ass, and then he just gets out of the ring, like all like jacked up, and he walks backstage. And he comes back and he walks by the camera like rubbing his nose. The dude's just got a big ass rock just sitting there in his nostril.
Sounds like Neil Young.
I was like,
Neil Young at was it Farm Stock? Or
Farm Aid?
Farm Aid, yeah. Farm Stock. Jesus Christ, Ross. Pull them brain cells together. I sent my brother a video the other day of that scene in We Were Soldiers, when the dude's coming over the hill with the mini machine guns. My brain cells, day 3 of a festival. Hilly Forden in the cold.
Oh, man.
Any man have guys like...
Man, that was good.
Please.
That was a good war movie. It's probably
No,
the
that
only...
was a good one. That was a good one.
There's just something about a Mel Gibson war movie. They're always so over the top. Like that scene in The Patriot,
Patriot,
where
yeah.
he kills the horse with the American flag.
Oh, why not? Yeah, that's fucking Hollywood, baby. That's brilliant. You know what? I bet some dude out there, that did that. It was definitely not Mel Gibson. But
Man. Now, see, that would be a good, like...
Our ancestors did that shit.
That'd be a good, like, interactive art exhibit. Like, you get a bunch of piñatas, and you got to beat it down with the American flag.
Jesus.
No, you got to wear the colonial wig, too.
My great-great-grandfather was Shorty Noble. He was the sheriff of Will County.
Oh.
Yeah, he's like 5'0", 100 like Rudy Rudiger. So, and the only reason why he's alive because he could definitely pull out his gun faster than you, and that's why he's sheriff.
Yeah.
And that's like a respect. Like that's the only way people got respect back then. He's like, yeah.
Well, I mean, Will County.
You gotta
today,
listen to him because he'll kill you before he can kill you.
Yeah, I mean, well, Will County, even today, like in a lot of ways, is still like the Wild West of law enforcement.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like the sheriff's office really isn't regulated like it could be.
In Will
No,
County?
not like the way Cook County is, that's for sure.
Cook County.
There's a lot of
let me
eyes
tell
on
you.
There's a
if
lot
you've
of
ever been
eyes
on 27 in California. Oh,
No,
Jesus.
I try my best not to.
That's good. That's good. That was no bueno. But, well, what were we talking about? Festivals?
Yeah. Yeah, so what kind of I don't know genres would you like to focus on? Like, do you want it to be more like a funkier bass fest or more jam?
More corn dogs than steak.
Okay.
No.
So more funnel cake than elephant ear? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, I mean, depends on the cut. I don't know. I guess I like the hybrid of all of it.
Yeah.
Like to incorporate all of it, it makes the most sense to me. If whatever it calls for, whatever you're writing, that's what it calls for. Know how to play it all, or to best of your ability, or like to be able to play what you do hear in your head, and make a conscious decision of orchestrating notes together and just composing whatever you want together. When you hear it in your head on paper and make it sound right, that's the ultimate goal of speaking the language of music. It's to like not hear something and not be able to play it. It's like when you do hear something, you can play it right back. Like once you can do that fluently, it's like an unstoppable map.
That's got to be a hard transition to like being like technically minded, writing something out on paper, as opposed to just like playing it enough times until you find something. That sounds...
you play it fluidly as opposed to have it like reading sheet music or something and playing it, which is a very hard talent to do as well. To play sheet music in time. I know exactly what you're doing is very difficult. I like not looking at music that way, or I like, understanding how that's done, and if you have to translate it that way so people can understand it. But the best way, in my opinion, is to play straight, automatically from the hip, like from your ear to your heart, right back out immediately, like it's like a flowing fountain of music, pouring out of you, as opposed to like, one stick at a time.
Yeah.
It's the only way it can be translated is by, I don't know, you have to do it for long enough time to like speak the language that you want to, hit the notes that you want to, when you want to hit them, and how you hit them. That's a gift that takes the time to develop, for sure. And I don't know. That's something that I still search for notes. Too. Sometimes I'm like, I wanted to play it that way, but I played it this way. But I still had the idea. Some things do take a minute to work out. Other things, it's just like shooting from the hip, and you can crush worlds with it.
Well, what do you think helps people develop that kind of clarity that they can just kind of, no matter what their vision is, right? Whether it's painting, whether it's music, what do you think helps people find that inner voice?
I think the biggest part would be is like letting go, or like setting yourself free of your head.
Yeah.
And
kind of like those negative thoughts kind of a thing.
Not even just negative thoughts, just anything in general. It's like having a tunnel vision to accepting what is happening and knowing that what you did in that moment can always be changed.
Yeah.
And when you paint or for something, for example, or you hit a wrong note, there's ways of manipulating or complimenting it to be correct.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like it, it doesn't matter. It's not wrong or it's not right. You put another layer on top of it to compliment it, back and forth. Don't ever paint or play with fear of hitting a wrong note, because there's no such thing.
Right.
It's when you paint or sing or laugh or talk with confidence of knowing that there's no such thing as wrong, is when you can make the most out of what you do. It's letting go of any demons or any mental issues or blockage that you have and letting it flow. That's what really lets it rip, and that's when you can discover who you are and yourself too. Is when you don't overcomplicate or think about things that don't matter. That aren't worth a fuck. It definitely helps you see the bigger picture when you can create something out of nothing.
Well, I think that's also like, just kind of using that analogy. That's the way you build like a good character as well. You have to add layers over your mistakes, because you kind of like grow from those things that you've done in the past.
Yeah, and it could become the most beautiful paint on the planet.
Yeah.
Like, and when they started, it could look like somebody pooped on the sidewalk and just smeared it into the canvas, and then it could, in 30 seconds later, it could look fucking awesome. It's just.
Well,
it's not having the fear of it's bad.
Yeah.
Always, mentally moving on and creating more out of what you do to polish whatever turd you're trying to polish.
Right.
But it'll become something beautiful in the end if you keep your eye on the prize.
Well, yeah, if you keep at it, you keep adding those layers.
Yeah.
Because those mistakes,
there is no mistake though.
It's still part of who they are. It's
still
part of that painting.
There is no mistake though.
But you use that as a way to accentuate it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just one layer.
Yeah.
There's no mistake. There's no such thing at all. Same thing on an instrument. It's like no mistake. Move forward. Compliment what you just did.
Yeah.
Hit it again. Hit a wrong note. Hit her harder. hit the sell it next time. That's a Wooten quote. Yeah, hit a wrong note, hit her again.
Just sell it.
That's a quote from I'm sure a ton of musicians though.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you hit a wrong note, you fucking better hit it twice and give it, sell it.
Well, I feel like that's also, a lot to do with, just stage presence in general, that confidence that you need to be able to perform on stage, no matter, what your medium.
Absolutely, and never turn your back to a stage too when you're playing. I hate when people fucking do that. It's a huge pet peeve of mine. If somebody's not looking at a crowd when they're on stage, they're playing to just their amp. I'm like, turn around. I want to see what kind of licks she's playing. I don't know. Like,
I feel like maybe there's someone who's not like confident in showing the crowd exactly what they're doing.
I don't care. That's not professional. It's just ignorant.
Yeah, if you're on a stage, you're putting on a show.
Yeah, you better face the crowd. That's just, in my opinion, highly disrespectful. It's like never making eye contact with somebody at all.
Yeah.
Like in a conversation. I think it's definitely important.
Well, it's almost like you're not trying to be there in the moment and feed off the energy of the crowd.
Yeah, you could tell what kind of drugs they're on. Oh, I'm sorry. You just want to go back to the hotel and do all the blow. You done with the show yet? Yeah, where's my paycheck?
I gotta go see this guy by the dumpster.
Yeah. I think his name's fucking Dick.
Van Dyke? Yeah, I know that. I know that English bub. Chimney sweep my ass.
Vike Van Dyck.
Oh, it's so sweep your chimney something sweet.
Oh, we should do a dab. I totally forgot I brought some oil.
Oh, I do not have a rig, but I believe...
All you need is like a hitter.
That I do have. That I do.
Pause.
Well, you know what? It's about at that time. Either way, we're looking at about 84 minutes.
Okay, I would like to, if you want to cut out even like half of whatever rambling, I'll do like another session with you because I want to do like at least 10 or 20 minutes on, or just even 10 minutes of like, this is my contact. This is.
Do it right now. You got it. You got the time. Where can people find you, Ross?
They can find me in a cold, dark corner. It'll be kitty corner from the liquor store in Monet, next to Hooker Ridge.
I think I know that liquor store too. The one right by Brian's.
That pimp won't even buy her won't buy her a fresh pair of yoga pants. That's the worst part. Jesus.
Dude, the guy who owns that liquor store, he's got this like pinky. It's like super long and he's got a little jewel on it. I'm like, yeah, I know what you do, dude.
What? Yeah. Is that your magic cocaine finger from hell?
Dude, he's like an Indian dude in his 50s. Wears a lot of chains. He's an interesting guy.
Hey, what's up, my brother? I'm 3 Chains. I'm 3 Chains. Fuck.
Well, let me ask you. So, I don't. Is Soap the Band website still up?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so
soaptheband.com. And I do have the Camp Down on Facebook. But if anybody wants to contact me about helping out with Camp Down, just contact me, Ross Taylor on Facebook. You could even just text me as well. I'll throw out my freaking phone number, 612-384-4500, 612-384-4500. Just text me if you want to help out with the event.
Well, I still do have the Facebook group for all the Shoe Fest volunteers when I ran Shoe Crew.
Okay.
I definitely put some feelers out there. I guess, how many people are you going to be looking for?
About 400,000.
Okay, so that's 400,000 volunteers, not people.
Ew, no. We're looking for. I mean, the more the more the merrier. If anybody that wants,
solid 30, 50 people.
Anybody that wants to help out, that wants to be a part of the event, I will not turn them down. Let's put it that way. You know what I mean? Like I will extend the hand to anybody.
Yeah, I can.
And make it worth their while. They'll get fed the whole time and get all the accommodations. Shut up, phone.
Well, then also, man, feel free to reach out to me via the podcast as well. If you want to get involved, I can get you in touch with Ross. I could actually get you probably added to that same volunteer page. We can just
what are you
switch
talking
right
about?
On over.
There's Zach, Zach.
From Shoe?
Swinderman.
Swinderman, yeah.
He's old school friend of mine. Like,
yeah, man, Zach's the man.
He is the shit.
Shout out to Zach.
Yeah, absolutely. He doesn't. I don't know if he's doing too much more with event stuff, but he's still. He knows everything in and out about throwing an event.
Zach is the guy you want to be your utility player. Whatever needs to get done.
Yeah, exactly.
You just need him to take care of it.
Absolutely.
Because, the guy's just a plethora of wisdom. He knows so much stuff about every aspect of it.
Yeah, I had contacted him a few months ago, and I'm like, hey, I want you to be like my right-hand man if I need to call somebody about a question. About anything. Yeah, help me out. Because he's, and...
Well, then Zach's got such a big heart, too, man. He loves to help out friends.
He's got a heart and that works his ass off.
Yeah. His work ethic... is it's out of this world, man. Like we were talking about like older generations and like their practicalness. Like a lot of people in like nowadays, younger folks, like they don't know that level of work ethic that Zach has.
Yeah, what's up with that? The new crowd of kids out there with their fancy.
Man, dude.
I don't know, man. No, that crew, that summer camp, the summer scamp crew from back in the day to.
Oh yeah, man.
I don't know. It's a different level of work ethic and human being that knows how to throw an event. It's not just
Yeah, I think, well, me and you remember what it was like in like the old summer camp days before it got too big. Like what, back in like 2000 and...
Shit, I was there in 2003.
Yeah.
I mean, there was like nobody there yet, and it was just, man, it was awesome. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy big events as well, but like as far as Camp Down or like even down on the farm goes, like we never wanted to be beyond, you know, a couple thousand people because it just it kind of contaminates like what you're kind of going for. You know, you want it to be more of a community of people that you can you know, all be friends with, and it's like all like one unit, you know.
Yeah.
There's like 1,000 people there, 1,500 or 2,000 people, and you know everybody there. Like I love that. But yeah. Well, I appreciate you having me on the show.
Well, no, I'm glad I was able to have you on. And, you know, folks, go to Facebook right now. You have your phone in your pocket. You may be listening to this podcast on your phone right now. Pull up Facebook either in a browser or on an app and look up Soap, the band, or Camp Down. Like those pages. Reach out to the Camp Down page. Put in the volunteer because you know what? It takes a lot to get a festival off the ground. It takes not only organizers, not only bands, but people like you willing to go ahead and put their time in and put their hard work in to build a community. So, do yourself a favor. Reach out to Camp Down because I'm sure based on who he has shared the stage with and who he has had the pleasure of playing alongside, he's gonna have a fantastic lineup for you.
Yeah, it's gonna be widespread into Fish, back into the Jonas Brothers, Smash Mouth, Nickelback, and the Pickleback.
Dude.
Lincoln Shart.
Lincoln Shart. That's a good name for a cover band. Lincoln Shart. Oh, man. Oh. All right, and that is it, folks. Bye-bye.
finally gets feeling.